I would like to say to Zimbabweans in general that happy 41st. You know, independence is something very refreshing, freeing as it is. I feel very free.
It was the policy of keeping Africans in their place, which by 1965 made Rhodesia illegal in the eyes of the world.
I don't believe in black majority rule ever in Rhodesia, not in 1,000 years.
Maybe I'll just say my life, me as Alex Makotore, I was born out in the country in Shabani, Belingwe there, Berengo, what you call it now. Went to a school there, St. Don Bosco School, very early in the 60s. Having moved from the rural areas to the mines now, in the compounds there, the oppression in the mines, you know, Shaban Mashaba mines was one of our conglomerates, I think, where we used to see segregation at its worst. Father Marimachira was one of our priests there, actually was related to me. He would tell us the oppression also in the system there. So you can see that even in the churches we had to fight things like that. I came to live in Salisbury then, Kambuzuma area, but attending school in Highfield. Oh man, ironically, just next door to our school. That's Robert Mugabe's house there. You would find that in that same neighborhood, besides Robert Mugabe, there was also Joshua Nkomo, Josiah Chinamano. We then embarked in meetings of our own as youths there, having to go to see one blastander in Egypt. He conscientized us about this Kuno Cross, I think. I think we attended about 5 meetings before we embarked on this journey to Norway, where we had to cross the border after 2 days in the Vumba Mountains. Having started in Salisbury, precisely at the garden part in Kambuzuma to Highfield, where we put up. From there, we went to town on the train, on the day train. That was on the 24th of November 1976, the 27 of us. We traveled by train by day, and then when we got to Mtare, we had to split into smaller groups as we ventured into the unknown. To tell you the truth, it was the unknown because no one was sure where we were going. We ventured into the Vumba Mountains for 2 days and 2 nights. We were not aware where we were going to. When we asked the locals about the place called Portuguese East Africa, they were surprised what we were still doing in Rhodesia. So we were shocked. We nearly came back. But we persevered through until the 3rd day we crossed into Mozambique. We were taken to administration, and that was now the beginning of Kuno Crossing. Now, there were a lot of slogans there. Pasina Capricorn, Pasina Rapanduka. We did not understand. Pasine Kulapuka. Kulapuka, we then discovered it was actually running away from the war. So they were warning us that the war is not a dinner party. We started getting the orientation, how to behave. Now the communist way, remember we were coming from a different system. As students, I was doing Form 4 when we left in 1976. What we expected was not what we found. There was a lot of suffering. There was a lot of disease at Doroi, there was a lot of political upheaval. There were rebels here and there. Also, there was a lot of what I can call something that was not fit for small children like us. Remember, this was soon after the Nyazonya massacre, and there was a lot of suspicion as to who are you, why did you come here, who told you there was the war. There was a lot of pressure on the youngsters. Some of my friends, my peers from school, ran away back to Rhodesia, and we heard them talking on RBC that we are back from the war. I don't know why. And Alex Vachiriko, coming to tell our parents that your son, we left him there. So you can imagine that kind of pressure there. And that's why we had to change our name. Suddenly, from Alex Makotore, I picked up the name Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, that's derived from a very popular movie that time, which we used to watch in Kambuzuma, Enter the Dragon by Bruce Lee. So I just called myself Bruce Lee. I think my friends, James Babimanyao, he named himself Buddy Miles. My other friend from Mabukuru and Masawi was Chester Muhondo. Joseph Chagadama resorted to Z Muhondo. These were my friends that we went with, We stayed at a place called Doroi, for some time. Remember, Doroi is the replacement for Nyazonya. Now there, things were quite tough because it was a military quasi-refugee camp. So you had to behave like a refugee camp at the same time behaving like a soldier, For 3 months, I was at a base called Takawira 2. From Takawira 2, for 3 months, we embarked on a journey to Beira. Beira, that's in the eastern coast of Mozambique. From Beira, we flew, for the first time to get on a plane, we flew to Maputo, Lorenzo Max. And then from there, right up to Dar es Salaam. We got on a ship. 3 army ships, fast boats from Dar es Salaam to Mtwara. Mtwara in the south of Tanzania, just close to Cabo Delgado. Now I can speak Swahili, I can speak Ndebele, I can speak English, I can speak Shona. Kwa Kiswahili, unaona wakati tulikaa sisi na Chimbwea na huyu nani Chiringa, Stuart Chiringa, tulikuwa wote na Cosmos. Yeye anajua kwamba mimi nazungumza Kiswahili ile mbaya, kwa sababu wakati tulirudi hapa nyumbani, mimi kaja hapa 1981 kajoin Tanzania Club. Tanzania Club wapo karibu hapa. Tulianza sisi Tanzania Club na mzee mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Temu. Temu alikuwa police commissioner wa hapa na katoka Tanzania kuja hapa kusaidia kwa polisi hapa. Kwa sasa hivi, kwa hiyo Swahili ni nzuri, imeshatosha usa. Ya ndashitara kuti ne Kiswahili pale Tanzania na anonzi Tem akanokumbirwa na President Robert Mugabe kuna Julius Nyerere kutawe kusubatsira kuno ne police administration ainzi mzee Tem ndiye takatanga tese Tanzania Club pamsoro hapo. Pane ujamaa house Tanzanian embassy pamsoro hapo mna, I think it's Montaka, ndio patai Vaticano Tanga Tanzania Club. It was to try and conscientize people about our relationship between Tanzania and Zimbabwe. The most interesting part in the front was that the first time to get into Zimbabwe after a long time, one, getting into Zimbabwe without a passport, when you actually went out without a passport again, there was the Anti-Terrorism Act, whereby if you were caught, you would go 20 years or have your head cut by the notorious Anti-Terrorism Act. So that was to me very adventurous and exciting also, because the enemy would be looking for us, and the first time you would meet up with the enemy, you engage. That was exciting. Remember, isusu time yeduka, do time yana Bruce Lee, you know, yana James Bond, yana, yeah. Though it was not a dinner party one, you would not do rebellious things or do things on your own, the actor style. But that would give you some inspiration. My name is Bruce Lee. Ndangandina simbi chinembiri, Aaron Nepero, na Msarasane, na Golden Chiza, na Chikwazi. Boys, nokuti taitika natakuita ambush yakadaro toungana ma section S. I think we were about 6 sections. Yeah, the first day that I ended up ambush, you know, the ambush area. Hey, it was very anxious, because there would be some commanders, security guys who would go a little bit further from the ambush area to watch the convoys coming, and then they would shout, Zakuya, Zakuya, saka kana uine mudumbu, those style wa marorika from Doroa to Nyazura. Aitakura fertilizer every morning from Doroa through Makarara, Mtwe Shiri, Rukweza, zosvika paNyazura. Saka istaifanira kurova at least twice a month. Nekuti tikarova vombotitsvaga vachiteera zvokuti taimboritita kuenda kuna Save Mubhuwera. Saka musi wokutanga iwoyoyo was an exciting moment for me, pakuti ndakati simbi chinembiri anga ari left kwangu zviya, tatakati face and north, then inini ndandiri pakati, Musarasane akanga ari bright, Musarasane ndiye akanga ari wepazuka. Saka zvaitika ndezvekuti izvo kana maseguranzi aya vakati dzakuuya motikari, you must prepare kuramura fogo. Ndiani kuramura fogo is starting the fire. Saka padzakusvika pakati dzakuuya shamwari takaita mudumbu uchinzwa, because vaisa kahaina kalandmine pamberi, voisa puma inoteera kahaina ika, voisa haulage, voisa rimwe haulage, voisa haulage kana kuti voita 5 pakati poita puma, kumashure koita futi kamwe kalandmine kuteka. Saka waitoziva kuti taifanira kutorova kamotikari kepamberi kuti ta first kuramura fogo. Saka musi iwoyo fogo yakaramurwa nemember yegeneral staff anonzi Simbi Chinembiri, yakati pa webhazuka achiteera. Zvino ini ndandine karifle kamwe kanonzi ka10 ndodas, haisi sub yandakapinda nayo, ndakapinda nekamwe so kakaita kunge kehunting, asi kari kasemi automatic kaChinese kamunoona kachiswa madhiriri kustadium kaya, ndokandairova nako ndakuti tak 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 10 oloda dzimwe 10, kantoda munhu anoziva pit steering. So ndo ndingati the highlight of my story in the front. And then we were talking of pafanada kuziva kuti pakanzi izvo honda yapera, tatakatogara isusu panonzi pakamera. So it's a base, you know, Yankari base radio, one of our very friendly bases. That's when we heard Tongo Gara after parade. Oh no, that did not go down well with us. But we already knew Tongo Gara, Akanga Gara Taura, Kanamkango Zotinda, we said Zimbabwe. Saka, it was a somber moment for a while, but we already knew independence. Tapodonora ende takudzokera kumadeni, ndozvinhu zvainakidza manje chete panyaya iyo, nokutongoti comrade Otongo, since he was a big person, he was our commander, we felt very dejected and very withdrawn, but we knew kuti tongogara akanga gara angotaura kuti mukangonzwa kuti ndafa ziya kuti Zimbabwe yasununguka. So at least that way we got some comfort. Then tawina my elections. Taenda kuma assembly points. Here we are now going back home now. Hey, that was another time of going back home. I remember when I got home, my mother had gone away, you know, you have never seen anything like that, where you meet your mother after years. Your mother who had actually cancelled you. But you know, mothers, somehow my mother was saying, andinambogara ndafunga kuti unganzi wakafa, you know, because what happened is that without me knowing, my own brother, Colonel Makotari, after we had crossed this, 2 years later they followed also. They were at Fletcher and Alpheus Makotari. So he just followed me to come to join the war as well. I only heard about it after independence. I never thought my brother had come to join. He just died, you know. I was going to be shocked. My parents just wrote me to say, do you know that Alpheus wrote us from Romania, requesting for money to finish off his studies. He also followed you to the war. I was shocked by it, you know. So my mother, when we met, she had tears in her eyes, but they were not dropping, you know. Izinyembezi zomuntu omudala akaziweli phansi bachonjala amandebele uyazi. She could not cry, you know, they could not drop because of emotion. And the only way she could identify me was through I've got birthmarks on my chest, nyoras. She said, Joshua ndiwe mwana wangu, ndaona ninyora zavachanisa. You know, in our area there was this witch doctor, not witch doctor, doctor actually. Pane momsi bogasine yaizvarisa vana, saka yakandiisa nyora pano. Even yange ndakazvarirwa kuhospital, vana mai vaizoenda newe kwetraditional healer kunorapirwa kuiswa nyora. So I've got this here, my level ari panapa. Amai vangu vakandiidentify now, which means ndada kumbuka a bit old. That's why she could not just confirm that it's me. Ndadzoka kuhondo vakatarisa maki iri panapa, my level. So I think about me and rejoining my family, that was my most exciting time, meeting my mother at Pumula. Luckily, I finished off my education. I'm happy with that. Got married. I've got 3 kids. Ambrose, Simbarashi, Makotore, Petronella, Nomakuku, Makotore, then Antonetta, Tanyarazo Makotore, my 2 daughters and my son. My wife Sharon. We're quite a family. The New Zimbabwe has brought us, I can't say mixed bag, but it's very exciting because some of my friends really perished in the bush. Some have died, and I'm still there and witnessing the New Zimbabwe. What I enjoy is for people to prosper, young people prospering the way I can see now. That excites me. I'm not interested in being a fat bourgeois myself, no. That we fought and it will not return again. I'm happy with this 41 years of independence.